So let's discuss a little bit about angle of approach. What is it and how does it matter? Well, the angle of approach, as the term says, is the angle at which the club head is approaching the golf ball, and we'll see that in just a bit. What does it affect? Well, the first thing it affects is the contact with the ball. If your angle of approach is correct, you're going to get a solid contact, a better contact. The other thing it affects the height, the launch angle, as well as the height of the shot that you want to hit. How do we control it? Let's have a look at it. So the angle of approach is typically this club that from here is coming downward, comes parallel to the ground in the middle, and then it goes upward. Now where it finds the ball as the club travels determines the angle of approach. Now I've got that here on my whiteboard here, and that's how the club is traveling. Now I've got 3 points here. You can see point 1 is where the golf ball here is being caught by the club on its way down. The club is still traveling on the way down right now, which means that this is a negative angle of attack or angle of approach, or it's a downward angle of attack. Now typically this is a more downward angle of attack is used in the case of if the ball is sitting down in rough and you want to punch it out. If you want to hit a shot that's going to stay low under the wind, you're going to hit the ball, make the ball launch much lower. In typically, and maybe a really low chip shot, a chip and run that you want to make it go really far. That's the point 1, which is it's quite a lot down. Point 2 is actually an area. It's not a point. It's an area where the first line is a little bit on the way down, just a little bit on the way down. You can see that that's not as steep as that one there. This is steeper, that's shallower. And then this area somewhere here is where the club is actually traveling parallel to the ground, or we can say that the club is traveling at an angle of approach of 0, approximately 0. So maybe -1, -2 here, and approximately 0 here. And typically you hit your irons at about -4, -5. You hit your hybrid and fairway wood off the turf, and you're hitting it off the turf like they're -1, just a little bit on the way down, -2 maybe at the most. And then comes that the club starts going on the way up as it starts reaching towards your front leg, your lead leg, or your left leg for a right-handed golfer, and that's where you have your driver. So I've tried to make a tee and a ball up here, and remember that in a driver you want your club to travel on the way up. That's why we put the ball positions so far ahead. So as the club travels towards your right side, it comes down towards your right side, you're going to hit it on the way down, and that's a punch or a low shot or a shot that's out of rough. Then it starts coming closer to the 0 level where you want to sweep the ball off with, let's say, your 3-wood or your hybrid. You're still going -1, -2. Remember, you're not hitting it on the way up off the turf. You're not going to get good contact if you hit it on the way up off the turf. And the only club, apart from your putter obviously, is that the driver you hit on the way up, because it's on a tee, the ball's up here on a tee, and your club comes from below that, and you should be able to hit it on the way up, making a positive angle of approach. Getting the right angle of approach with the respective club and the respective shot goes a long way in helping you produce that correct shot.